When the lawyer read my grandmother's will, my Aunt Karen actually laughed out loud. She covered her mouth to hide it, but I saw the smirk. I saw the way my cousin, Mike, elbowed her in the ribs, his eyes dancing with greed. They got the Victorian mansion. They got the jewelry. They got the stocks. And me, I got the junkyard. A muddy thracker plot of land on the edge of town filled with rusted car parts, rotting tires, and a smell that stuck to your clothes for days. Don't worry, kid, Mike sneered at me in the parking lot after the reading. You can probably sell the scrap metal for a bus ticket out of town. They thought they had won. They thought they had stripped the family fortune clean and left me with the garbage. But they forgot one thing. My grandmother wasn't just a sweet old lady. She was a businesswoman, and she knew something they didn't. Today, that junkyard is worth $12 million. And Aunt Karen, she's currently sitting in my waiting room, hoping I'll pay her legal fees to keep her out of jail. I'm going to let her wait a little longer. My name is Sam, and this is how I turned their trash into my empire. My grandmother, Rose, was the only person in my family who actually liked me. Aunt Karen and her husband Dave were obsessed with appearances. Their son, Mike, was the kind of guy who peaked in high school and never got over it. When Grandma Rose got sick, the vultures started circling. I was driving her to chemo, while they only visited when they wanted money. Towards the end, Grandma grabbed my hand and whispered, "Sam, they see the glitter. You see the gold. Remember that." At the funeral, Karen was already claiming furniture. Then came the will. Karen got the house. Mike got the cash. Dave got the cars. I got Miller's Auto Salvage. The room went silent before the laughter started. That land was an eyesore. A literal dump. Enjoy being the king of Trash Mountain. Mike laughed. I didn't have money to develop the land. I was 24, working as a line cook. But I moved into a leaky trailer on the property and started cleaning. Every morning at 5 a.m., I was hauling tires and sorting scrap metal. For 2 years, my family ignored me while they burned through their inheritance on renovations and sports cars. Then, on a Tuesday in November, I was digging a drainage ditch when my shovel hit a massive concrete slab. It wasn't just a slab, it was a foundation for an old military bunker that was never finished. Deep water wells, heavy-duty power grids. It was industrial gold. A tech company called NextScore Data Systems sent me a letter. They needed a site for a server farm. When they saw the infrastructure, they offered me a deal. A $4 million signing bonus. $25,000 a month in rent. While I was signing the deal of a lifetime, my family was crashing. Karen's mansion was a money pit. Mike blew his million in Vegas. Dave got fired for embezzlement. I bought a modest condo and a new truck, but word got out. The phone call came on a Sunday. Aunt Karen inviting me to dinner. I went just to see them squirm. They served cheap wine in expensive glasses and eventually asked for a loan. They claimed Grandma intended for us to share the legacy. When I refused, Karen screamed at me to get out. I left happily. 3 weeks later, they sued me. They claimed I manipulated Grandma into giving me the land. It froze my assets and stressed me out. But Grandma's lawyer, Mr. Henderson, called me in. He had a metal lockbox Grandma left for this exact scenario. Inside was a videotape. We watched it. Grandma Rose, holding a newspaper to prove the date, looked into the camera and said, "If you're watching this, Karen and Dave are trying to take the land. I told them about its potential years ago, and they called it too much work. It is Sam's. Checkmate, Karen." The judge dismissed the case and scolded them. Because of the lawsuit, their financial crimes were exposed. The bank foreclosed on the mansion. Dave is facing jail time. Mike is working at a car wash. I stopped by the mansion yesterday. It's empty. I started a foundation in Grandma's name for trade school students. I walked past Karen in my office building today. She whispered my name, but I didn't stop. Grandma was right. They saw the glitter, I saw the gold. And sometimes, the best revenge is simply succeeding and closing the door.